Hello and welcome to The View from Sibos. I'm Jane Cooper, the Global Transaction Services Editor at The Banker, and now we're on the afternoon of the first day at Sibos, and we are in front of the mini Niagara Falls, and I am joined by Alberta Cefis, who is the Head of Global Transaction Banking at Scotiabank. Welcome.
Thank you, Jane.
So Alberta, would you like to start, maybe paint a picture or give some broad themes? What are the issues at Sibos this year?
I think very much in everybody's mind is the reality of a very difficult and complex situation in Europe. So the whole outcome of the Euro, the EEC, the so-called Club Med countries is, I think, prominent in everyone's mind, and really, in a way, harpers back to the Vienna Sibos. The second issue, I think, very much is still around the stability of global financial institutions, how well capitalized they are, the staying power that they have, and the challenges that they face moving forward. And the third has got to be the regulatory framework. We're all in for more complexity, for more regulation. I think what is on everyone's mind is how will it impact individual countries and regions? And will this be a level playing field, or are we actually going to have asymmetrical risk?
Right, and these are all the things that people are mentioning, and this conference is an opportunity for people to discuss these major themes, but also it's an opportunity for people to meet all the banks, meet each other, and sort of establish relationships between the banks. What would you say is important for you when you're meeting other banks and forming those kind of relationships?
Well, first of all, Sibos is the one event that annually brings together all of us in the industry. And most of us amongst our financial institutions are partners, typically, and also in many cases we are one another's clients. So Sibos is an opportunity to drill down, particularly with your most relevant partners and your most relevant customers and correspondents, and make business decisions about where we're going to direct those volumes, where we're going to direct those correspondent banking relationships, where we're going to direct the trade flows. And what becomes paramount to all of us is know your correspondent. What is the results and track record of that correspondent? Does that correspondent have staying power? Do they have a network that meshes with your needs?
Yeah, interesting. And also earlier I was in the opening plenary session, and one of the sort of themes that's coming out of that is emerging markets and the sort of the changing role of emerging markets. What trends do you see there?
Well, I think it's spot on. Running a global business in 55 plus countries, what we're really seeing is a shift of economic power and growth opportunities from the developed world to the developing world, from north-south trade to south-south trade and emerging markets trade. It's a huge displacement, and what, for example, becomes very important for a bank such as ours is that we have a very strong presence in emerging markets, and that throughout the financial crisis of these past 4 years, we actually increased our reach in terms of the developing world and in terms of our representative offices and trade operations. And that, I think, augurs very well for a bank such as ours. Increasing volumes, increasing opportunity.
And as these trade flows are sort of changing around the world, you mentioned like the south to south, what kind of differences or changes do you see now in the area of trade finance?
I see two major changes in terms of our customers. For financial institutions, in terms of bank trade, we see a requirement for a good, solid network and the ability to service those banks through the network. But when it comes to our multinational corporate and commercial clients, what I see is our customers, essentially the corporate treasurers, the CFOs, asking us increasingly to bring together our trade finance capabilities capabilities with our cash management.
Oh, that's really interesting. Thank you, Alberta. And to watch more of the videos on the view from Sibos, go to thebanker.com website.